Hey, Travels with Dottie here, and I mentioned on one of my last videos I was getting my annual Quartzsite fever, which means I can't wait to get to Quartzsite. And heck, it seems so far away. It's not even September yet. It's August 25th, 2024, by the way. And I had just run across a YouTube video that talked about just absolutely slammed Quartzsite, gave you a bunch of reasons why you shouldn't go to Quartzsite, and I thought it was awful. I noticed that the comments were turned off on it, and I bet I know why, because this YouTuber got called out on just saying stuff that just really is not true. And well, maybe true for them, but this will be my fourth time in Quartzsite, and I've been staying the entire season, almost the entire season, November through March. So I have a lot of experience there. And let me tell you about things that not necessarily were in this video, but that I'm talking about, but negative things that I heard that I found not to be true. Number one is price gouging. People will say, oh, you go there and all the stores restaurants rip you off. No, not true. Not true at all. It's a town of 2,400 people. It's a small town. 1 million people come in the winter to visit, and it's a small town though. Prices are higher than in big cities. They are. However, there's opportunity to save money in Quartzsite, especially on things like groceries. There's at least one, if not maybe two grocery outlet places. And I say maybe two because there's one that I know closed, but I think it may be reopening under new ownership. But there's at least one where you can buy dry goods that are at or near expiration, and just really stunning deals, like a box of cereal that usually cost $6 or $7 in a regular grocery store will cost you in maybe $5.50 at Walmart, will cost you $2 in these stores. Lots of deals like that. And let me tell you guys, dry goods that hit their expiration, you can't tell the difference unless you're buying Pop-Tarts. Don't buy expired Pop-Tarts. Ask me how I know. Pop-Tarts, that's the one thing that I've just been disappointed in buying when it's expired. They're super dry and yuck. I ended up throwing them out. But nothing, and I buy tons of stuff, tons of dry goods, never had a problem other than that. Restaurants are about the same price. You can get pretty outraged by the McDonald's prices. Yeah. Yeah, if you pay the retail price at McDonald's, don't even bother going unless you take the app with you and you use the specials on the app, and you're back down to bargain prices. So use the McDonald's app if you go to McDonald's there in Quartzsite. There are two great pizza places. The large size pizzas are, I don't know, $22 to $24, right around there. It's pretty typical, even for a big city. So the price gouging, there are two grocery stores that, you're not going to find everything that you need in the discount places. There's also now $3 stores. There's a dollar. I understand, I haven't been there yet, but I'm going to go there as soon as I get there. A DG market, that's a Dollar General market that has, I think, produce and meat too. So I'm going to check that out. You can go from the warehouse, discount warehouse places, and then step up to the dollar stores, and then if there's still stuff you couldn't find, go to the higher priced grocery stores. It's called the Roadrunner and the Coyote, two different places, and both of them have arguably some of the best meat within a couple 100 miles. Seriously. And last year people were complaining, oh, they're ripping us off on the meat. Well, I went and compared their meat prices to Walmart in Parker, which is about 50 minutes away, and they were really, really close. So do not be fooled by what people that don't know say. Crowded camping and shopping, okay? Crowded camping, like out in the desert, that's ridiculous, okay? It can look like it because a lot of people like to camp in groups really close together and it makes it look crowded. You don't have to camp with them. There's hundreds and hundreds of acres that you can go out and be totally by yourself. It's not an issue. You could be around a lot of people or totally isolated. Crowded camping is ridiculous. And people complain about it's crowded in town. Well, you think a 2,400 population town that has 1 million visitors in the winter, you don't think that's crowded? Yeah, the grocery stores are crowded. The dollar stores, the restaurants are crowded. I enjoy it. I mean, every time I go to town, I meet someone new. It's an opportunity when you're standing in line at the dollar store. It's an opportunity to meet new people, and almost everyone you meet is there and they're excited about being there and they're friendly and they're talkative and it is a blast. I love going into town for errands when it's crowded. Love everything about it. You hear there like shortages of food and stuff. My first year there, I saw that a little bit. The shelves looked empty, but these places have perfected their game, especially Roadrunner and Coyote. I don't know how they keep those on the busiest days, how they keep those shelves full and looking so pristine, but they do it. The dollar stores, it can get a little sketchy in terms of keeping it stocked. Because they don't have enough help. But still, that's where I have most of my great conversations are Dollar General and Family Dollar because the lines are usually long in December and January. But if you look at going into town as an adventure, it's a little crowded, but how can it not be? And you can see it as something really negative and just not go, or you can see it as something exciting and positive. Crime. People say, oh my gosh, I looked up Quartzsite and it said it's got the highest crime and but okay, crime statistics are done per capita. What does that mean? They take the crime rate per population. Now, if you look at the crime rate for the 2,400 person population, yeah, it looks high. But when you consider that 1 million visitors come in the winter, it's got a proportional number of visitors that exceeds New York, Las Vegas, and Los Angeles. Hello. So, of course, statistically, it's going to look high. But if you look at the number of crimes and do it as a percent of the population plus the visitors, your chances of becoming involved in a crime are like being struck by lightning practically. It's not a crime-ridden place by any stretch of the imagination. Just not true. Oh, and how about there's nothing to do? This is the funniest one I've ever heard. I have never been at a loss for something to do in Quartzsite, from all the things and activities and shows and vendors and stuff that are going on in town in Quartzsite, not to mention the exploring you can do all over the desert all around Quartzsite. And then there's a quick trip down to Yuma and into Mexico. I can be from the front door of my trailer in La Poza South, which is like 3 miles south of town, walking across the border into Los Algodones, Mexico, in like an hour and 15 minutes, door to door. I can be walking around in a different country, or I can be in Yuma, or I can be in Parker, or I can go up to Lake Havasu. It is endless, the things to do. Someone that says there's nothing to do is just, I'm stunned when people say that. And then they say they're rude, inconsiderate campers. Sure there are. I've met like one, maybe one. The vast majority of the people are wonderful. I don't care what side of the political divide that you're on. It doesn't matter. I found it not to matter. Politics really doesn't come up that much. And who knows about this year? This will be a big, it's in a presidential election year. We'll see what happens. But as far as the disposition of the people that camp in Quartzsite, wonderful, wonderful people. The core of my best friends in nomad life are people that I met in Quartzsite, that I camp with in Quartzsite, and we all love to go there. So there you have 5 things that you might hear that are negative about Quartzsite that at least Travels with Dottie finds just not to be true. So join me in having Quartzsite fever, and join us in Quartzsite this year. Even if it's for a small amount of time, come have some fun because it's great. Take care. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.